Hey Taurus, welcome to your Tarot and Oracle card reading for November. God, Spirit, Universe, please bring truth and understanding to this reading for the Taurus family and help Taurus navigate to their highest and most blessed timeline. Thank you, Spirit. What do we have for Taurus in November? Thank you. All right, Taurus, we're starting with the Six of Pentacles to the Moon, which is maybe uncertainty or a lack of clarity or a lack of vision about what to invest in, where to spend your time, energy, resources. Six of Pentacles is wise investment, and that's part of it anyways, right? So it's like understanding how to be the most blessed with your physical resources and your time and your energy, right? So the moon, though, the moon is also like a freeing energy. This is a wolf teaching a dog how to howl at the moon. You can see this here, right? So it's like your most intuitive, most instinctive self coming out, raising that up. So, and we're going to get clarifiers for these. We'll have a very solid understanding of this at the end, but I feel like for a lot of you, it's like freeing how you invest, freeing where you spend your time, energy, and resources as well, right? And there is an ascension. You can see the path here going up the golden pyramid, right? So there is like finding your way to your highest and most blessed timeline. Then you have the Knight of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. The Knight of Wands is like going after something with gusto and being unstoppable. Your energy will be honed in on something. And by doing that, by being so passionate about a single thing or being single-minded about something, finally making your mind up, cutting out all other possibilities, burning the bridges for some of you, this is a full commitment to your path. And when we do that with the Knight of Wands, like we literally are unstoppable, this becomes a magic wand, right? And that's a phoenix leading the way. This changes and transforms you, or your changed self guides the path. And I feel like a timing is divine energy here as well, because you have this sun and moon here and you have the moon here, right? Moons are fast cycles. The moon goes around the whole zodiac every 30 days. And then you end here with the high priestess. Also, she has the moon here, right? So it's like something quickly opening the door for you, or something that you've been waiting for notches into place, like the gears switch over for you, and you're able to move forward. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles. For some of you, this is a great harvest. This is a great harvest. And for some, it's going to be different for everyone. Again, we'll get clarifiers, but it could be an inheritance. It could be learning how to have to maximize your profits or maximize your resources. With the Six of Pentacles here and the Ten of Pentacles, this is definitely for a lot of you getting a huge payback on your investment. Learning with the Six of Pentacles not to cast your pearls to the swine, where to place your attention, and where attention goes, energy flows, and that energy that flows, right, creates a huge release. Like I see like a hose being unblocked and energy just flowing through. Ten of Pentacles is the ultimate payoff, So this is going to be different for everybody, but for some of you, this is getting a promotion that gives you a sizable raise or bonus, because I really do feel this ascension energy, this moving up energy, something that you're really, you're super passionate about, right? Like you're right ready to get up in the morning and stay late working on, burn the candle at both ends, because you're given more energy to do this thing. And the Ten of Pentacles is also like a happy home, happy situations, like happy situations all around. And it's the end of a cycle. It's the end of a earth-based cycle because it's pentacles, right? So person, place, or thing, and the beginning of a new cycle. So it's going to be different for everybody, but it's the fulfillment of a promise that you've been working toward for a long time. And then you have the high priestess. This is really, the high priestess and the moon in the same reading really amplify one another. Strong intuition. Like, now, and don't question the impulses that come to you. In the month of November, Taurus, your dreams will be prophetic. Your gods, guides, and guards will be speaking to you clearly. You will understand them. Don't question the messages that you receive. Like, seriously, you are tuned in to a higher frequency where you are hearing your higher self and you're receiving messages from beyond the visible light spectrum, basically, that's empowering your path, really empowering your path. I love this. All right, let's get some clarifiers for beautiful Taurus. Thank you, Spirit. Give us clarifiers for the Taurus family. Thank you. All right, 3 more. Thank you. 1 more, please. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. And before we get into the clarifiers, I just want to show you have the 9 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And the 9 of Swords is worries, regrets, emotions that keep you up at night or can trouble your mind when you try to go into a silent place, right? So it keeps you from sleeping because you turn off all of the peripheral sounds. You turn off the TV, you turn off the computer, you turn off your phone, and you no longer are distracted by outside influences. And so you have to face what's inside. So for some of you, there are worries and fears that are getting in the way of moving forward, getting in the way of you enjoying this, and I just want to encourage you to understand that is needless worry. Here with the high priestess, you are connected to all things. You can see Indra's jeweled web here. All things are connected. With the 9 of Swords, that web is still there, but the swords are in the way. All of your thoughts, all of your useless ideas, things that come in from outside of you, and not being present, because worry comes from the future and regret comes from the past. Like, be here now in order to maximize the energy of the beautiful high priestess. Okay, just a note. Now, the 6 of Pentacles is clarified by the 6 of Cups. So you have 2 6s here, and 6 in the major arcana is the Lover's card. And the Lover's card is a blessing, right? It's truly being blessed, and it's being at a crossroads, making a choice, right? So with the 6 of Pentacles, you're choosing how you invest your resources. With the 6 of Cups, you're choosing how you feel, and the 6 of Cups also is your inner child, or it is you as a child, right? It's like remembering who you really are, soul retrieval for some of you, the need to do some shadow work and to piece together why you feel the way you do, because Cups are your feelings as well, right? And this is ultimately a blessing. 2 6s is a blessing for you. Spirit there's always an angel above you, like guiding you in your crossroads energy. And the 6 of Cups is Archangel Uriel, who brings healing. Uriel brings guidance and brings love and light. So, also 6 of Cups, you can see at the top, you are a crustacean above the water, and below you are an angel, So it's okay. Go deeper. Go deeper. The need to know yourself. There's always that adage, know thyself. When you know thyself, you will see thyself clearly as an angel, as pure, as white, and it's okay to have this densified manifest self, this physical earthly reality we came here to do. Lobster, crustacean, evolution, right? And you're just doing that thing, but it doesn't separate you from the truth of who you are. You are loved, loving, and lovable, and the universe wants you to be happy. You are holy, so I just feel the need to say that for some of you. And then the moon is clarified by the Hierophant. Dang, you have the High Priestess and the Hierophant together, and the moon is in your reading. The Hierophant is like the counterpart to the High Priestess, the divine masculine that connects you to spirit, the divine feminine that connects you to spirit. Strong connection to spirit here. Taurus, if you're not feeling it in November, I would be surprised. You have to be feeling this connection to spirit strongly in the month of November. But if you're not, it's, this, right? So do the work, do the shadow work with the Six of Cups and the Nine of Swords together in the reading. It's like saying, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel this way about that person, about this situation? The answer will always come from within. It's because I'm projecting, right? I don't need to project anymore. Six of Cups is who you really are, who your authentic self really is, right? And who you really are is the Hierophant. This is you as a bridge to spirit. You are a bridge to spirit. If someone else wants to speak to spirit, you can help them. You can help them. I am helping you in that way, right? We all have that ability. Every one of us is a priestess or a priest in our own right, as long as we clear space, make space for spirit, right? So I really feel that's an opportunity for you this month, and it will help you. It's going to help you. And for some reason, I'm seeing this key in your hand, right? Which is like the keys to the kingdom of heaven. And this magic wand in your hand, this powerful magic wand that's also a phoenix that says you've changed, right? You've changed, definitely, as the same thing. Your key to heaven is your magic wand. Your magic wand is your key to heaven. You have the ability to turn that key, like you hold it in your hand, And then the Page of Swords with the Knight of Wands. So, normally I see all of these cards as you. But when a page clarifies a knight, it does make me think there could be external influences here. The Page of Swords is like really fiery energy, and the Knight of Wands is really fiery energy. This could be a like fiery individual or a fiery external situation, right? That empowers your path. There's an empowering sense here. The Page of Swords is covered with this red dragon tattoo, which is like you are protected, you are guided. As long as you stay on the path that you're guided to follow, you will find your way. You will move to your highest and most blessed timeline. There's a fierceness here. There is fierceness, beautiful Taurus. You're such a grounded sign, very, very grounded energy, Hierophant, right? But I really just feel like this month there is something you're super passionate about, and I want you to know it is blessed, with the 2 6s and then what we have coming next. This is blessed. This is a blessing on your path. An ignition, lighting the match, and this is an opportunity. Lean into the ignition, right? And then with the 10 of Pentacles, you have the Star card. So this is healing energy, but also guidance. And it's so cool that you have the Hierophant and the High Priestess with the Star card. This is receiving guidance from Spirit, from the universe, and giving guidance, shining the light for others to follow. It feels like hermit energy, standing at the top of the mountain, shining your light so others can find the way. You know, that is what the Star does. And the Star heals. Ultimately, the Star is deeply healing. So you have the Six of Cups and the Star together. This is healing your inner child, you know, healing a part of you that that you feel that you forgot or that you lost along the way, and you are remembering. And when we remember, it's like my arm is a member of my body, right? My fingers are a member of my body, and you're reattaching that member, right? So you're literally becoming more whole. You're reuniting with yourself, you know, and it feels like lots and lots of people. This particular Star card, you can see the masses surrounding you. You know, the Star often stands on a stage and gets accolades from the masses, you know, literally a superstar. And it feels like for a lot of you, that's what you're feeling. That's what you're experiencing in November. Greater access to the masses, greater exposure to the masses. You know, I've said this to you recently. You are ready to shine. And that's what you're doing. You're shining bright, shining your light, which is clarified with the Ten of Pentacles. This could bring you a great harvest. This could be the fulfillment of a cycle, is stardom for you in some way. You know, something going viral, perhaps. You know, you sharing spiritual wisdom, the Hierophant and the High Priestess with the Star. Many of you. And then you have the High Priestess with the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is this could be love, you know, that this could be true love, a relationship coming in, or a relationship that you're in. High Priestess is the two of the major arcana, right? So the Two of Cups is the High Priestess of Cups, of your emotions. So really being connected emotionally. And that's why we often see it as a lover card, right? Being connected to another emotionally, but it could also be you being connected and aligned with your higher self as well. But the High Priestess with the Two of Cups, this is alignment with your higher self. There is no question about that, right? But it also does say, for some of you, I mean, you have two sixes, and the sixes in the major arcana is the Lover's card. So, you know, there is love, especially with the Ten of Pentacles as well. But I mean, the Two of Cups is like happiness. There's peace that comes in after the Star, after healing, and you know, whatever it is that's building up. And this is cool. I talked about you shining your light for the masses to see. At the bottom of this deck is the Four of Discs. And right at the top of this cliff here is the monastery where the hermit lives. And that's, you know, according to the guidebook of the author of this deck, the Mariel Tarot. Literally shining your light for the masses like the hermit, shining your wisdom. You have wisdom to share. Wisdom to share. Beautiful, Taurus. I love it. And Spirit wants you to do that. You know, that is in alignment with your highest timeline. Spirit, give us more clarifiers for beautiful Taurus. Thank you. All right, clarify. Page of Swords. Wow. Oh boy. All right, two more. Thank you, Spirit. All right. All right, I love this. Dang. And I'm just going to show you at the bottom of the deck, Six of Cups. And under that, the Hermit. So you have love and shining your light for the world to see. Six of Cups, another echo of the Lover's card, another six, you know. So you have, with the Six of Pentacles, that wise investment energy, that choosing where you're going to spend your resources, right? And it had the Six of Cups with it, but also the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is drama, trauma, conflict, and competition. But ultimately, it is changing how you spend your energy, how you use your energy. Wands is your energetic body, and the Fives is making a change, making an adjustment, right? So you are changing how you invest your resources, your time, and your energy, your attention, right? You are just fixing it. You have the Seven of Pentacles here at the end. Seven of Pentacles is looking at the payoff. Six of Pentacles goes to Seven of Pentacles, and you're looking at your early harvest. Early harvest is beautiful, but also what went well and what didn't well. There's an adjustment required, right? So that's what you have here with the Five of Wands. Something isn't working. I know how to do this better, right? And so you're asked to make that adjustment. Okay. If you're looking at literally your financial investments, should I make a change? The answer is yes, you should make a change. It doesn't have to be drastic, but you can look at the numbers, you can look at the figures, whatever it is that you need to change, you can look at it and know what needs to be adjusted. If this is a relationship, you'll know. Who to spend more time with, who to spend less time with, right? If this is a job or a career, this is worth the time, the energy. This is not worth the time, the energy. Whatever your situation may be, something is not giving you the payoff. And I mean, you have the Ten of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. Whatever adjustment you make is going to pay off, right? And then with the Moon card, and then the Hierophant, you then have the King of Pentacles. This is the master of manifestation energy. The King of Pentacles knows how to, it's got the Midas touch, really, right? And so the Moon is giving you the secrets of the Midas touch. The Moon is occulted information that was hidden from you before, information you couldn't understand before, you weren't ready to receive because you weren't ready to interpret it correctly. And again, that freeing energy, whatever the wolf is teaching the dog, the howling at the moon energy, that's going to release that opening of the floodgates. Bam, King of Pentacles, the floodgates open, and I really felt that, the floodgates opening for you, beautiful Taurus. This is extremely Taurus energy. You're going to be very comfortable, very happy with this. You can see the bulls on either side. This is super grounded. The changes you make are going to ground you. And it's good because you have so much passion coming in with the Page of Swords and the Knight of Wands, right? There's a need to stay centered. And it feels like it's going to be easy for you to do that with the Moon, the High Priestess, that Hermit energy that you have. But that is your advice, though, err on the side of groundedness, okay? Conservativeness. So if we're talking about actual investments or making actual choices, the conservative choice might be best for you. I don't know. And then you have the Knight of Wands clarified by Page of Swords, and then the King of Cups. The King of Cups is, for some of you, it truly is deep love, deep love, and emotional maturity. It's being extremely emotionally mature. The Kings are masters, and the Cup is your energetic body. So mastering your energetic body, the Knight of Wands is really fiery energy. With the King of Cups, there's such balance here, So I just feel because you are balanced and grounded, beautiful Taurus, you're able to launch off. I see you pushing off from the ground with this energy. But I want to say too, with the King of Cups and the Six of Cups in the same reading, and the Nine of Swords, this is super, super healing, so healing. Deep subconscious, I mentioned soul retrieval. It feels like remembering memories you had repressed, or forgotten, and freeing yourself from oppression that you took upon yourself, like maybe when you were younger, because, I'm really looking at that Six of Cups energy. You have it twice in your reading. It's at the bottom of this deck too, that inner child or that child self energy was oppressed by another, and then you continued to oppress yourself as you grew up, because that's what we do, right? And so the King of Cups is becoming aware of that. You have the Star, deep healing, right? So there's such emotional healing energy here too, beautiful Taurus. And then the Ten of Pentacles, clarified by the Star, and then the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is, for a lot of us, it's an uncomfortable position to be in because you are suspended upside down. But it's also like sacrifice. It's a temporary time of healing, of being still to heal, right? Gosh, this is going to be different for every one of you, but I feel like the Hanged Man is a pendulum. You have to be still with the Hanged Man, because the more you fight against the posture you're in, which is why it looks to me like he's in a tree pose, right? And the tree pose requires groundedness and balance. And I really feel that for you, beautiful Taurus. So anyways, you have to be in this tree pose perfectly still. Otherwise, you'll start swinging around and it'll start to hurt, right? So it's like a time is required of stillness, time to integrate and to process what's going on here. There's a lot of healing energy here, and a lot of reworking and readjusting and reprioritizing. I don't see a lot of activity here, right? At the center of your reading is the most active card of them all, right? But what's clarifying it? The Page of Swords and the King of Cups. This is information coming in. The Page of Swords brings downloads and communication from spirit, and so does the King of Cups from not only spirit but from your deepest subconscious. So wow, this is like major processing information and impulses and authentic truths. Really doing shadow work, so that you can free yourself even more. The Hanged Man needs to be freed, And also the Hanged Man is like surrender and, surrendering to the situation. And, I feel with the Nine of Swords here, like that need to like be okay in the quiet. I really get that for a lot of you, like just like face your demons, right? And also sacrifice. The Hanged Man is a deep energy of sacrifice too. So it's like sacrificing a part of yourself that you thought was necessary, realizing that it's not necessary. In fact, it's in the way of your healing or of your soul retrieval, of your remembrance. This is really deep, beautiful Taurus. But this is what I'm getting for you for November. And I'm going to do a mid-November reading. So come back and maybe we can get some more details on this, okay? And then Seven of Pentacles is clarifying the High Priestess. And I find this really interesting because the King of Pentacles clarified the Moon, and Seven of Pentacles clarifies High Priestess. I feel like this information, this wisdom, this intuition energy, this light in the darkness energy has a lot to do with what you're manifesting, too. Like there's a strong energy of Spirit wants to help you to manifest on a higher level. Spirit wants to give you financial advice. And that's the most practical way to say it. But of course there are, this is going to apply in so many different ways. But, like Spirit is partnering with you in whatever it is that you're manifesting. And you're really getting this. You are getting this in your oracle cards. You have Be Spirit, prosperity. So prosperity is coming in for you, beautiful Taurus. Like the payoff is here. The payoff is here this month, right? Then you have Spirit, Guardian of Winter, retreat, which is the total energy of the Hanged Man, right? It's that still quietness of midwinter. It's being in the chrysalis, in the cocoon, and waiting. There's a time of wait, a period of waiting, a period of stillness, right? And then you have eagle spirit, freedom. And, and that's like that moon energy, like the dark wolf, like setting yourself free in some way, like you've been holding yourself down in some way, right? And you're free to shine. Spirit wants you to shine, shine your light, stand up for yourself, show yourself. When you do shine your light, actually Spirit is shining Spirit's light, So, and then you have pronghorn, action. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. Now, I know that I've been talking about inaction, but, you do have the Knight of Wands here, right? This is definitely a card of go for it with gusto as well, so there could just be two energies, one where it's time to act and act with confidence, right? And the other where it's time to receive, right, the fruits of your actions. So that's what we have this month, beautiful Taurus. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.